Hello everyone, welcome back to the e-learning space of MGM Higher Secondary School Bokaro. This is the second video for your English grammar lesson number 11 of class 8. Lesson number 11, as discussed in our previous video, is titled Conjunctions. In our first video on this lesson, we discussed the definition of conjunctions, its different types, and their usage. In this video, let us check what your textbook has to say on conjunctions. Here is a crossword puzzle. The hints on across and down are given. You are to solve this in your textbook itself. All these words which you will fill in this crossword puzzles are actually conjunctions. Let me help you with the first one. Dash, he didn't have a lot of money. He was happy and content. Although he didn't have a lot of money, he was happy and content. I wanted to buy oranges. Dash, my sister insisted on getting apples. But my sister insisted on getting apples. So these two words, although and but, these are conjunctions. Children, we also know conjunctions are those words which connect words, phrases, or sentences. Now, depending on their work in a sentence, the conjunctions can be classified into three categories. I hope you remember. Those three categories are the coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions. Remember children, as discussed earlier in our first video regarding the same lesson, we learned that whenever we are using coordinating conjunctions to join two different sentences, we may need not, repeat the words. For example, if there are sentences like I like cake, I like sandwiches, and we use the coordinating conjunction and to join these two different sentences, I like cake and I like sandwiches, it's not needed to repeat I like once again. We can simply write the sentence as I like cake and sandwiches. Now, as we learned the different types of conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions, let us once again see them in greater detail. What are coordinating conjunctions? Coordinating conjunctions will always join two independent clauses. Independent clauses means those clauses which are not dependent on each other. They can exist on their own. Their meaning is complete even when they stand alone. For example, Mr. Morris returned home. It had stopped raining. Both these clauses are independent of each other. So when we use a conjunction to join these two independent clauses, such as after, Mr. Morris returned home after it had stopped raining. This after over here, because it is joining two clauses of equal importance, it is a coordinating conjunction. Now children, opposite to this is subordinating conjunction. When there is a subordinate clause or a dependent clause which is being joined through a conjunction to the main clause, that particular conjunction is called the subordinate conjunction. Some examples of subordinating conjunctions are after, as, because, if, although. The list is right there in your textbooks on page number 85. Now children, remember in our previous video we also learned that the subordinating conjunctions are once again further divided, and this division is based on the purpose they serve in a sentence. For example, subordinating conjunctions like before, after, since, these give an idea of time. These are giving us an idea of time. So we can say subordinating conjunctions of time. These are the subordinating conjunctions of time. For example, you have grown taller since I last saw you. So since here is giving an idea of time in this sentence, hence it is a subordinating conjunction of time. Similarly, they arrived after I had left. Once again, the conjunction after here is giving us an idea of time. And this is a subordinating conjunction. Hence, we can say it is a subordinating conjunction of time. Similarly, we have the subordinating conjunction of cause or reason, like as, because, since, so that, and in order that. Now look at the examples. As he was out, I left a message. So the reason over here for leaving the message, or the cause of leaving the message, is being joined with the help of the subordinating conjunction as. So we can say as in this particular sentence is a subordinating conjunction of cause or reason. When we are seeing the animation video in the online classes, we have seen how these subordinating conjunctions are joining two unequal sentences. One is the dependent clause and the other is the main clause. So look at the sentence. Unless you speak politely, I won't listen to you. So this unless is providing a condition. If this isn't done, this won't happen. So there's a condition applied on the sentence with the help of the subordinating conjunction unless. Hence, the idea of condition is coming to our mind. Thus, we can say in this particular sentence, unless is the subordinating conjunction of condition. Examples are once again given in the bracket and some are shown for you in examples and sentences. Now, concession and comparison. Let us see the example. Although he was rich, he was not happy. Over here, this although is showing some kind of cutting down, some kind of concession. She is a better cook than I. Than here is showing comparison between two things. So when the idea of comparison and concession is being showed or is being portrayed in a sentence with the help of a certain conjunction, that conjunction is a subordinating conjunction of concession and comparison. This table right here in your textbook is important, children. So go through it once again. Now let us come to correlative conjunctions. Correlative. All the literal meaning of these words will help you in defining these different kinds of conjunctions. The main purpose of conjunction is to join phrases, words, clauses, and sentences. Now here is a conjunction that will always exist in pair. Pair means two. They're never existing in singularly. This painting is neither by Picasso nor by Salvador Dali. So neither and nor are a pair of conjunctions. Hence these are correlative conjunctions. Just like coordinating conjunction, these correlative conjunctions are also joining sentences of equal importance, but they always exist in pair. So if somebody will ask you what is the difference between a coordinating conjunction and a correlative conjunction, both are joining sentences, phrases and clauses of equal importance. So the main difference is that coordinating conjunction is a single conjunction, a single word, but correlative conjunctions, they always exist in pair, like either or, neither nor, though, yet, not only, but also, both, and etc. Now come to the exercises in your textbook. Choose the correct conjunctions from the box to join the pairs of sentences and rewrite them in your notebook. You may use a conjunction more than once. One has been done for you. So basically, the correlative conjunctions are given here in the box and you have to rewrite it in the proper manner by joining in the correct order. The fruit seller sat down. He was tired. The fruit seller sat down because he was tired. Most people like to live in fast-paced cities. I prefer to live in a village. Now come to the third question from the same exercise. Mike took part in the contest. Henry took part in the contest. This can be written as both Mike and Henry took part in the contest. You can also say not only Mike but also Henry took part in the contest. There's also a third correct answer to this, that is Mike as well as Henry took part in the contest. All these three sentences are correct. Come to the fourth one. Mr. Thomas is a voracious reader. He is a prolific writer. Mr. Thomas is not only a voracious reader but also a prolific writer. Once again, you can also write it as Mr. Thomas is both a voracious reader and a prolific writer. You can also say Mr. Thomas is a voracious reader as well as a prolific writer. Now children, I believe the rest of the sentences you can do on your own in your exercise book. Come to exercise B. Use these words pairs as cues to write sentences of your own using but. One has been done for you. So this is your own sentence has to be written. Football and rain has been given together. We have to use that in a sentence, and you have to use them in a sentence while using the word but. We wanted to play football, but it was raining. Similarly, red cap, blue cap is given as a second pair of words. You have to use a conjunction but and use them together in a sentence. We can say, I wanted a red cap, but my father got me a blue cap or a blue one. Chess and cricket. You have to use but and join them in a sentence together. So let's say, I am poor at chess, but good at playing cricket. You can use them in your own sentences as well as you are going to do for the rest of them. Come to exercise A of Let's Perfect It. Underline the conjunctions in these sentences and state whether they are coordinating or subordinating. So you're going to underline in the textbook itself, and the blank provided here you will be writing what kind of conjunction it is. See the first one. Please stay here until I come back. Until is the conjunction and it is a subordinating conjunction because the first or the subordinate clause is dependent on the main clause. He will soon be an excellent swimmer if he keeps practicing. So if here again is a subordinating conjunction. Devesh is more intelligent than Sudhir. Dan is again a subordinating conjunction. It is showing comparison. Come to the fourth one. We had reached there before you left. Before is once again a subordinating conjunction. Come to the fifth one. He will work on his dream project without caring whether or not the school will sponsor it. So whether is a subordinating conjunction. So children, rest sentences, I hope you can find out the conjunctions and find out what type of conjunctions each one of it is. Do it in your textbook. Come to exercise B. Now complete the passage that follows by using suitable conjunctions from the box. In the box here, the conjunctions are given. We are going to complete it. Everybody follow this. Ever since Jenny heard the lecture on the environment, she has been feeling guilty. She felt guilty because she thought that she was not doing enough for the environment. She decided to discuss with her friend Maria and chalk out a plan of action. She knew that until someone took the initiative, nothing would work out. Both Jenny and Maria decided to start with water conservation, although they did not have much problem with water in their area. They planned to save water not only while bathing, but also while washing or watering plants. They agreed to ensure that all extra electrical points were switched off at night so that electricity was not wasted. Jenny also knew that neither lectures nor workshops would be of any help unless everyone realized the importance of growing trees and disposing of rubbish intelligently. So I've helped you with this exercise. Let's come to exercise C. Combine these sentences using suitable conjunctions. He will not pay for the show. He must be compelled. He will not pay for the show unless compelled. I recovered from my illness. I started going for work. I started going for work after I recovered from my illness. He was not at home. I spoke to his wife. I spoke to his wife since he was not at home. You have doubts about the incident? Please ask me. Please ask me if you have doubts about the incident. So I've helped you with 4 of these sentences. The rest too, I'm sure you can do on your own in the textbook itself. Come to exercise D. A conjunction is missing in each line of the passage. Mark the place with a sash and write the correct conjunction in the given space. So you have to find out where the conjunction is missing and what is that conjunction. We have done this in our additional exercises as well. Let's do it again. Tani, Farah are twin sisters. So put a slash between Tani and Farah, and in the blank we can write Tani and Farah are twin sisters. Tani is tall while Farah is short. Comparison. Tani is not only the badminton champ of her school but also the star player of the basketball team. Continue in this manner and finish the correction. Now come to the comprehension exercise. This also you'll do it in the book itself. Mr. Paul, the teacher in charge of sports, wants to make a database for the students in the school, teams for various games. He makes notes about who plays what. So look at the chart below, the way he has made the chart. Sameer, names of the students are given in one column and the games are at the top and a tick mark and a cross mark is there. Based on this data, you are going to comprehend the questions and answer them. See, Sameer is good at, look at the things he's good at: cricket, badminton, swimming, and skating. Rohan is not good at football, cricket, basketball, badminton, and skating. Manas is good at football, basketball, badminton, tennis, and skating. So similarly, you're going to complete the rest of these sentences. Now come to the important part of this lesson, the vocabulary building exercises. Let's build words. Now write appropriate synonyms for the underlined words. Very few people could actually appreciate such plain talk by the head of the organization. So appreciate here is underlined. You have to find the synonym for this word. We can write admire. There might be many synonyms, children. If you use a dictionary or a thesaurus, you will find there are many synonyms for appreciate. Let us for now go with admire. So very few people could actually admire such plain talk by the head of the organization. Come to the second one. The job of a sailor keeps him away from home but brings a handsome salary at the end of the month. Now, handsome here means that not good looking salary. It means a good figure of salary. So we are going to write considerable. The job of a sailor keeps him away from home but brings a considerable salary at the end of the month. Let's come to the third one. He came from a humble background but rose to the highest office. We can write humble as commonplace. He came from a commonplace background but rose to the highest office. My aim is to be a heart surgeon and serve the poor. My goal. Aim can be replaced with goal. The boss fired him for his lapse, which cost the company millions of dollars. So lapse here can be used, replaced with mistake. The boss fired him for his mistake. Come to the sixth one. Improving diplomatic relations between two countries is a very slow process. So diplomatic or improving over here can be replaced with bettering. Bettering diplomatic relations. Ashoka was a ruler with a big heart who took good care of his people. Big here basically means not in size but generous. So we can replace it with generous heart. You have a very smart office, I must say. Smart here can be replaced with elegant, good looking. So you have a very elegant office, I must say. The westerly wind is likely to bring rain to this part of the country. Likely means it's probably going to bring. Probably, there's a chance. So we'll write probably. As a teacher of English, Teresa has a bright future in her present job. So bright means over here promising, good. So we can replace it by promising. Teresa has a promising future in her present job. So I have helped you with finding out the synonyms of these entire 10 sentences. Come to exercise B. Read these sentences, choose the antonyms of the underlined words from the given options for the sentences to make sense. Now this, children, I'll help you with the first one. Rest, the options are already there. Find the most suitable answer. Underuse of the internet might cause techno anxiety and restlessness among children. So underuse, what would be the opposite of underuse? It is of course overuse. Similarly, choose the correct antonym for the rest of these sentences. Come to exercise C. Spot the antonyms or synonyms as mentioned in brackets of the given words in the word grid. Introvert. What is the antonym of introvert? This is a very good vocabulary building exercise, children. So the antonym means opposite. Opposite of introvert is extrovert. Who is an introvert? A person who is not very talkative, not very social, but likes his own or enjoys quiet companies. Okay. So I can see extrovert is right there in the grid box, which you are also going to find out and complete it. It's a fun exercise and everyone has to do this in the textbook itself. Come to exercise D now. Read these sentences and make questions with WH words for each of them. Write the questions in your notebook. So this is clearly an exercise for your English copy. They came back at 9 p.m. last night. So if I want to make a question, WH question, I can simply say, when did they come back last night? So the answer would be, they came back at 9 p.m. last night. Come to the second one. He travels to Manali by air. So a WH question for this statement can be, how did he reach Manali? He traveled to Manali by air. Come to the third one. Dinesh is the elder brother of Vivek. So who is the elder brother of Vivek? Similarly, I'm sure you will be able to do the rest of the sentences in your English copy on your own. Make sentences for these answers with WH, means interrogative sentences have to be made for these simple declarative sentences. This brings us to the end of our textual exercises on the lesson conjunctions. So here are the assignments that you're going to do in your English copies. First of all, complete all the textual exercises in the grammar textbook itself, and the exercise given on page number 92 and 93 have to be done in the grammar textbook. Exercise D on page 90 is to be done in your English copies. Children, that's all for today in this video. Any doubts, we shall clear it and discuss it in our online classes. Till then, children, thank you and take care. See you in the next video.